Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Ivan and I'm a Black Russian. Yes, like a drink. I was born and raised in a small town of Russia in late 80s. To be exact, in Soviet Union, in a small town of Soviet Union, between Moscow and St. Petersburg. My father was a doctor, he studied medicine, he came from Jamaica, and my mother was Russian, and she is Russian. And how I was born. So somebody couldn't hold his dick in his pants, so that's how I get to this world. Maybe you not believe it, unless I'll tell you a few Russian words as a babushka, balalaika, vodka, a little bit more, but later. So, this is actually first video on my channel, on English speaking channel. I have a channel in Russian and have over 100,000 subscribers, but I decided to speak on a English speaking audience and share my experience living in Russia. I am living in Russia now, but first things first. Let's get back to my childhood. As being black in Russia, it wasn't very easy actually. I was only one black kid in whole city. It was a small city, around 50,000 people, and everybody were pointing fingers on me. And at those time, I saw those people are racist. But when I came to United States, I realized they're not. You can call it maximum as a curiosity maybe. They want to take picture with you, you want to meet you, they want to they're exciting, where you from, what you doing here, why your hair is curly, why your skin are black, especially kids. You know, sometimes kids can be aggressive, but in most cases they're good. My childhood was good. We lived very poorly, you know, 90s, the house, people lost their jobs, Soviet Union was destroyed, fallout, and everybody were struggling at those time. But I was a kid, so for me, you know, as every kid, you can find good things in very bad situations. And I started to work very early. I think I get my first job when I was 10. I was always hard working, but my family didn't have much money. And when I finished my high school, I had no choice to go to university, and that's why I decided to go to a military. I went to Moscow Military Academy. And during the study, somehow they figure out that I have American roots. My dad at those time were moved to America, and they figure out it, all these KGB, FSB guys, you know. And they forced me to leave, because America is considered a strategic enemy. It used to be, maybe it's now, I think even worse, but anyways, I left military and I went to America. I went to America and I went to college in America for studying pharmacy. In military, my profession was psychology, and it was a military intelligence university. We had some foreign studies. I studied English over there, but I still have this heavy accent you can hear. That's all right, I guess. And I went to study pharmacy, pre-pharmacy, and the pharmacy technician stuff, and I get my diploma, but I realized the pay is not big, and I decided to start trucking business. I start driving myself, then I bought one truck, then another truck, then I hired drivers, dispatchers, and at age of 25, I had a trucking company in the United States. And I was doing good, but I always missed Russia, because for me, life is not only money, it's sometimes something else, you know, that's work and life balance that's hard to keep in the United States, even if you have a business, or maybe if you have a business, it's even harder. So I started thinking that I want to return back to Russia and maintain this work and life balance. And I came to the United States when I was 21. I can't get this culture. I tried to adapt, but it's still it's still not that easy, you know. And so I know people who live in Russian neighborhoods, in Russian community for their entire life, but that's not what I wanted from my life, because I have some humanitarian and social brain, you know. I like to communicate with people, and I'm kind of successful in social relationships, you know. I'm an extroverted, you know. And for me, it's very difficult to realize myself in America in this kind of way. And I'm conservative, I'm religious, I'm Christian. And the way America went in recent years, I don't like it. Especially, I don't like it for a family politics, you know. And I had kids at those time already, and we decided to move back to Russia. When I get my citizenship, I get my business set up, everything was working. And in 2019, I went back to Russia. And another reason I went back to Russia is the racism, actually. If I told you before, in Russia was like curiosity racism, like kitchen racism or urban racism. In America, it's structural racism. When every cop, when they stop me, they put me on the ground, arrest me a few times for nothing, maybe for some traffic light or something, you know, misdemeanor, but I got arrested and everybody else were let go. So I face these things in America, and I don't like it. I actually, after these few cases, I get scared of police brutality and stuff. I saw it's people treated differently, and all this minority stuff. And every application for work, you have to put your race. Why you need to do that? What's the difference? But now they remove gender from this application, but there is still race. That's strange. But I don't like some sort of this social and cultural stuff in the United States, and it gets worse with the Biden, you know. And I decided to move back to Russia since my business were working. 2019, I went to Russia, and then coronavirus started. Everybody get locked down in their houses, and the businesses start having problem. I wasn't doing so good too. And then 2022, the war started. So that's house and collapsed in actually whole world. I don't know if it's good time. I choose to move back to Russia. I'm visiting America very often, at least few times a year. I see the processes, what's going on there. I hope all the best for American people. I hope all the best for Russian people. But the thing is, the all propaganda on both sides, I don't like. And the reason I started this channel is to tell you my, of course, bias, but truth. Biased truth. Maybe not that bias that you see on Fox News or CNN or Guardian. I just will show you my experience living in Russia, how much grocery cost, how much bills I pay, how people looks like on the streets, what they doing and what they saying. That's actually what my channel is gonna be about. If you like it, please push the like button, push subscribe, and this little bell not to miss new videos. It will be huge help for my channel. If you have any question, please write it in comments. I will try to answer everything. We will discuss cultural differences, politics, geopolitical strategies of Vladimir Putin, and the situation in Ukraine, and all other connected and related to Russia countries. See you in the next video. Bye.